What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games. Going to be playing a game on PTCGO today, and today I am busting out my Shuckle deck. This is my first go at building a Shuckle list. I think that Shuckle, at first I was like not sold on Shuckle. I thought that the ability was a little gimmicky, requiring your opponent to have 3 or more energy in order to attack Shuckle. Seemed like it was a little bit too easy to put together, but the more I thought about it, the more the metagame starts to actually take shape and popular decks start to become more and more, established. Shuckle seems like it could be a viable contender. I really like the card a lot. I like some of the options the deck has. I also think that the Spinarak, I think the Spinarak is just a good card that has been underutilized in Shuckle decks so far. I think that you could easily use Spinarak to buy yourself a couple turns. Obviously, we pair Shuckle with Seviper as well to boost the amount of damage that we end up doing here. So, yeah, we got Shuckles, we got Spinaraks, and we've got Sevipers, and we've got one Lele in here, though I'm not exactly sure that we need a Lele. We're going to go in and just get ourselves probably just a Seviper. That seems good. We're just going to get a Seviper here. Great. Play a ton of Tate and Lizas, so we have a lot of Tate and Lizas here in order to draw us more cards and also to switch. It's kind of a hefty deck we got here. We need some switching options. As we see, Seviper's got a retreat cost of 2. Shuckle is very nimble. My opponents give me the broken heart. They don't think that they're going to be able to beat me, and I don't think so either. Definitely not. Look at all this juice we've got. We've got 2 Sevipers out. They're playing the egg deck. This is fantastic. I mean, look at this. We're good to go. And we just have probably an auto win situation here already. They're playing Alolan Executor. We've got Protective Shell. They're not going to do anything to us, and I just love that. The Tate and Lizas also allow us to pivot into our Spinaraks if we would like to. You can pivot into Spinarak, send Spinarak to the Lost Zone, which auto paralyzes and poisons. And I think auto paralysis is just incredible. It's really, really good. And the fact that it jives with both Netball, Nest Ball, and just the poison aspect of the deck, I think that you just would definitely play at least one Spinarak in a Shuckle deck. That's just my thought process. My biggest concern about this deck is that it just doesn't have the draw, right? And my opponent's going to scoop it up. It's like, they're like, we can't do it. I know you can't do it. We got enough juice in our deck. It's never going to happen. And I hate to show off a deck where it's going to be either a game where I probably just get wiped out by a Blacephalon or something, or my opponent just scoops. But honestly, I think that Shuckle kind of just exists in standard format like that right now. I think that it does. And I think that there are more options for Shuckle than even just what we kind of have here. You could even play Sceptile with Shuckle. I was thinking about that as well. I mean, Gravile searches out all of your grass Pokemon, which is awesome. But then you also could use the Sceptile to protect yourself from Ultra Beasts like Buzzwole and also Blacephalon and Naganadel, which kind of brings a whole different aspect to this Shuckle wall deck, right? Because not only are we protected from Ultra Beasts, and Ultra Beasts are the Pokemon that, more or less have the most amount of energy attached to them. So they're definitely something to look out for. We've got a Shuckle start. We've got a Spinarak on the, in our hand. We don't want to necessarily reveal that we have Spinarak as an option yet if we don't have to. We also got a Marshadow for Let Loose. So I like the options of having both Marshadow and Tapu Lele as mysterious treasure targets so that we could just draw a little bit more cards. I think that not drawing enough cards is my biggest concern with the Shuckle deck, that we don't actually have a way to juice our hand with the things that we want. You can see I've also got a couple copies of Super Scoop Up in here. Listen, the rule book has not been written on Shuckle yet. We could do whatever we want, and I think that's the fun, glorious part about Shuckle. Looks like my opponent doesn't have too much going on here. We'll check our deck and see what we got going on? Oh yeah, filled with good stuff. We've got Aether Paradise, we've got that Life Forest, we've got tons of juice in our deck, tons of goodies. All right, so I think we're definitely going in with a Seviper, and we'll get probably another Shuckle and another copy of Seviper as well, just to kind of get our bench filled, with some good stuff. And we definitely want another Shuckle to kind of back things up. Great. And then we could use Crushing Hammer on the Vulpix, but I don't really mind that energy being there. I don't really want to give my opponent an out if I don't need to. So I think I'm not even going to bench that Spinarak yet. I don't need that until like later in the game, maybe when we hit a Super Scoop Up. But I just kind of have to draw more cards, so I am going to let loose here and see what we end up getting. We got a Tate Liza and a Grass Energy, so that's fantastic. I'm actually going to Mysterious Treasure away my Tapu Lele, get myself another Seviper. This is going to be a huge turn one from me here. Just tons of damage with that triple poison attack. This is going to be completely nuts. And then we got Tate and Liza. Let's shuffle draw 5, please. Great. Great. And now we're kind of chilling. We got tons of stuff going on. I could wrap GX. Don't need to wrap GX. We're just going to triple poison. I'm not actually worried about what that Tapu Lele is going to do to me. So they're taking 60 damage a turn as far as poison goes. That's great. And they need to manually attach energy in order to attack. That is like the cool thing for sure. I mean, obviously they're going to be able to beast ring eventually, and we kind of don't want that beast ring to become a thing, but I think we're going to have to. Now, fortunately, I can actually Guzma up this Vulpix. Ooh, I could also Tate and Liza here, which is interesting. I could Tate and Liza, and I could just, let's see, Wrap GX, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Yeah, I don't actually like that until we, until we poison it first. So definitely need to poison first. I could Guzma up and just knock out the Vulpix. I kind of like that because it gives me that, it would take me to 3 prizes once I eventually take a, I like that for sure. Because I want to go straight from 5 to 3 prizes so that my opponent only has maybe one turn of beast ring, right? I don't want them to go from 4 prizes then to maybe 3 prizes. That would be bad. So I want them, I want to go, yes, this is the order of things. I thought it out of my head. Definitely want to take the non-GX first. Now, my opponent might have another Guzma in their hand. If they're wasting all their Guzmas, I am like A-okay with that, because that means that they won't have Guzmas to get themselves out of paralyzation later, which could be really tough for them. I could easily just bring up this Buzzwole and kind of just, suck its life out from under it. Yep, they are going for another Guzma. They've got tons of GXs in play. I am feeling very confident about this board state. I'm not worried about it at all. And I like the idea of Super Scoop Up in here. The reason I decided to play 2 Super Scoop Ups is because I wanted the option to be able to scoop up a Marshadow if I wanted to. Wanted the option to be able to scoop up even a Shuckle or something out of the active and then just go into Spinarak. This was kind of my thought, is that I thought that the bench would definitely get kind of jammed. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see. We've got ourselves Tate and Liza. That's going to be really good here. And we can see how good that mobility is. I was a little skeptical of playing for Tate and Liza at first, but it's been really, really good. So let's see if we can hit that Super Scoop Up. My opponent still hasn't attached any more energy. Let's see if we could just hit that and get that out of the active. Nope, we can't. So it's looking like Tate and Liza is going to be our supporter of choice here, and we're heading back into Shuckle with a triple poison. There we go. Good stuff, and we're doing 60 damage a turn, so, if my opponent doesn't have a way to switch that Buzzwole out, they're taking 60 more, then I can, wrap GX. I mean, there's just a lot of options there, and I really don't mind. If they end up picking off a Seviper or 2, that's totally cool. That's not going to be my downfall, I don't think. I mean, I've got a Rescue Stretcher in the deck, only one, but I do have a Rescue Stretcher. I also have another Seviper in my hand. That's cool too. We just got to make sure that we are ready to kind of, take the board by storm here. when they do eventually get their B strings. I mean, I do have Crushing Hammers in the deck, so we're definitely going to want to be on the draw on those turns. And even though my opponent can't actually damage my active Shuckle, they can kind of chip away at the benched Sevipers here, as we see my opponent kind of going for. So I have Netball. I don't really think that I really need it yet, but I can just go get a Grass, thin my deck a little bit, and attach a Grass energy to my bench Shuckle. I'm fine with that. And then we'll just draw more cards with our Cynthia. So that's great. Hopefully see some, I don't know, some hammers, things like that. Aether Paradise, that's good, even though I don't really think that my opponent's going to be hitting into me all too much. That's cool. We'll play it. And then my opponent does have a benched energy there. That's fine. I think, you know, we could wrap GX. Is this the turn to use it? That way they get knocked out. This is actually perfect because they get knocked out coming back into my turn, which I really would like. So I think that that seems fine. Because that way they don't get to snipe some of my Sevipers anymore. So I think this is the turn to Wrap GX. We're just going to use it and see how that goes. No, Wrap GX does damage? Oh, I should not have Wrap GX. I thought Wrap GX didn't do any damage. I actually should read my cards a little bit more. But that's okay. All right, a little bit of a oops. So we put my opponent on their B string turn. Fine, fine, fine. They're totally going to utilize that. I should have let that... Yes, I should have just let that melt going into my turn and used my Wrap GX later. I did not account for that doing 40 damage. I just thought it was auto paralysis. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oops. So that's all good. They're going to counter that. We do have Life Forest, which is really good, but my opponent is going to take this knockout, which is definitely scary, but I can netball for like an Ariados or something like that. Like we can make this happen a little slower than normal, right? So we could definitely slow things down here. But we've definitely unleashed the floodgates that is my opponent's deck now. We need to find a way out of this. Definitely by hitting some Crushing Hammers. We're going to want that for sure. And yeah, my opponent's going to get another B string on this Ninetales. So definitely an unfortunate call there on that Wrap GX. I just did not realize that it did damage. I know Andrew should read his cards before he plays his decks, but it's all good. Shuckle getting in here. I still believe in Shuckle. I think that we got this 100%. We're all good. You know, we're great. But you see how good it would have been if if we had been able to auto paralyze and my opponent would have just died coming back into my turn. That would have been fantastic. I mean, that would have been ideal for sure. But even like none of my Sevipers were going to end up getting knocked out anyway. So I don't know what I was thinking using that Wrap GX. We should have just like passed or anything else. But it's all good. My opponent's going to get 2 Buzzwoles loaded up here. We need to hope that they don't have the tools to switch now, because I plan on kind of playing this paralysis game a little bit. Like we're going to try and get that worked out. We can definitely win. They're going to absorption here. So that's like a lot of pressure for sure, but that's okay. We can do it. I believe. All right, so we've got a Lillie, we've got a Netball. We're going to go Netball for a Spinarak for sure, and we're going to use that Spider, yeah, that Spidey sense. Yeah, we're doing that. We're definitely doing that. So we're going to end up retreating, I think, eventually, unless we hit like a scoop up on our active Shuckle, but we'll see once we get there. We're going to do that. We're going to Crushing Hammer, see if we can hit. Nope. We're going to Enhanced Hammer at least that. Then we're going to Cynthia, draw some more cards, hopefully hit a something. Nope, not really anything too much there. So we'll just retreat into this guy, and then we are going to Spider Scram. Yeah, you're poisoned. Goodbye, sir. Definitely poisoned. That's cool. And we'll just promote like anything really. I mean, I'm fine just promoting a Seviper, honestly. We just want to slow this game down, get my opponent to take take fewer prizes. I think we promote a Marshadow. Seems okay. If they have Guzma, they have Guzma. This feels... Actually, I think the safest Pokemon to promote is probably Shuckle, because they would be Guzmaing to get around it. So we're okay with that. This is good, and they're poisoned already. And then we can also triple poison next turn. See, we're kind of wishing that we had our Wrap GX, just because the Spinarak followed by the Wrap GX would just be like really good to kind of lock up my opponent's turn here. But we can see that they are, they don't have the Guzma. They wasted their Guzmas early, so they don't really have that. I have Aether Paradise for next turn, so that's really good. They have a switch. No! That's really bad. Okay, I wasn't expecting that switch rip there, but that's like really good for them. And then they're going to retreat. Oh my gosh, they're going all in here. That is a very, very aggressive play from my opponent. So let's see if that buffs out for them. They removed all their energy from play. They're not scared. I mean, they do have another turn of potentially beast ringing, but that's all good. Let's see what we got going on here. We've got a Rescue Stretcher. We've got a Netball. Let's Rescue Stretcher. Let's put a Pokemon from my discard pile into my hand. Sure, we're going to grab a Shuckle. Then we are going to bench the Shuckle. We've got a Netball. We can do that. We can get ourselves another Spinarak, I guess. That's cool. My opponent Knuckle impacted, so they don't actually have like a way to attack next turn unless they have Guzma. So we just have to hope that kind of everything buffs out for us from here on out. But we'll see what we can do. We need at least, a Crushing Hammer to hit for sure. That would be good. And excuse the dog. I don't know whose dog that is, but apparently there's a dog here, so that's interesting. All right, and we're going to pass. So definitely under a lot of pressure here, and I think I could chalk up this whole game to that one turn. I should not have Wrap GX, but live and learn. We have learned that Wrap GX does 40 damage, so that is interesting, knowledge to me. My opponent can't Knuckle Impact. We desperately need a Grass Energy, though. We just need a Grass Energy in order to continue slugging away. And, we could do that with Guzma. That would be fine. And we also want to see our other two Crushing Hammers, and we want them to be heads. That's just what that's what the doctor ordered. We need a couple things to go right, but I'm still a believer. I think we could do it. Yep, they had to pass. That's fine. That's great. So we have Guzma, we have Mysterious Treasure. Let's get rid of this Shuckle. Honestly, if they damage the Shuckle, that's just game over. So we need to hit some more like hammers for sure. There's Hammer. Okay, there's Tate Liza. I'm digging it. Let's hit this. Come on. No. All right. Not quite. That's fine. Then next turn, we're going to Guzma. And yeah, we need to just not get Knuckle impacted. That's okay though. They're very close to being able to take the game with Knuckle Impact only, which is not good. And if they get one more Knuckle Impact, they might be able to win on Guzma Knuckle Impact, which is also not good. We could just retreat. That doesn't feel good. We could retreat this into Spinarak and say, all right, you're going to have to Knuckle Impact my Spinarak in order to do anything. If they Knuckle Impact the Spinarak, that's fine. Yeah. Let's just let's Netball. Let's take a look. We got 2 Grass Energies left. That's fine. Okay, so the thought process here. We can retreat the Marshadow into Spinarak. Then no, my opponent will just Jet Punch Spinarak, knock it out. Let's just pass. We're gonna attach to my Shuckle and to Spinarak. We're gonna attach to Spinarak, and we're just gonna pass. All right, so let's see where they go from here. I think that we have to. They got Kukui. Okay, so they're gonna be Jet Punching this Marsha. No, I resist actually by 20. So that is interesting. They don't actually knock out that thing. So it is dangerously close, though. They are dangerously close to being able to win this game with, they're just dangerously close to being able to win this game. All right, yeah, we're going to go into Spinarak here. Very good. And then we are going to Spider Scram. Yep, very good. Poison, Paralysis, great. And we're going to go into Shuckle, I think is our master plan here. And we need to hit some more hammers, I believe. I don't really think that there's anything too much else I can do about it. What are they hitting right now? So I'm taking 30 less damage, so I have effective 200 hit points. Well, not exactly anymore. And then they're going to take, what, 40 more damage, and then if I, like, triple poison them, they've got, what is this? Are they double counter catching? Are they double custom catcher? That is nuts. Oh, they've got Seviper in the active. That's horrible. I need anybody else in the active position at this point, and they're going to be able to Lillie. I've got Guzma, but that doesn't really help me unless I draw into a Crushing Hammer. Let's see. Okay. Interesting. We've got Acerola. That's actually huge because then 120. No, they would only take 60, so they wouldn't actually get knocked out. We have to, like, Acerola this Seviper and then promote, like, something else. Oh, this game is super grindy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see here. If we bring up, like, this is the time that we wanted to wrap GX, right? Like, this is definitely the time that we wanted to wrap GX. Okay, I think we need to have my opponent not take 2 prizes. That's just, like, what's going on here. So I think I have to promote this Shuckle, but then if they just attack, they win. Ooh, so we need to promote, like, anybody else. That's fine. And then we'll bench this. And then we need them to just, yeah, I guess they're taking 4 a turn right now. So that's fine. And then this, they would take, they'd take 6. So that's fine. All right, 4 and 4, yeah. Okay, so that's what we got going on right now. They will get knocked out going into my turn. Then I need to Guzma lock somebody and hope that they can't get out of it. I think that's just, like, what we got going on right now. I gotta hope they don't have another switch card in their deck, which they probably have. But I think, like, at the very least, I'm making this Ultra Beast matchup, like, super close. Oh, they do have switch. That is bad. We wanted this thing to get knocked out for sure. And they have Jet Punch. They only have 1 prize remaining. They've got a 90. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think we just lose at this point. My opponent's got it. So, we've got Guzmas. I could have Guzma up and knocked out this thing, but then they would just have Jet Punch on my Seviper for a good game. So, all right. Well played. Yep, we're going to try it again. And see what we end up getting next match. I think, like, we definitely could have won that. So, like I said, that's only my second game ever playing with the Shuckle. We should not have wrapped GX that early. We just needed to save that for later in the game. But I think the idea of the Spinarak is definitely, like, valid. And I think that it worked pretty well. I think the idea of the list is pretty solid as well, considering this is only, like, my second game ever played with this deck. I think you're definitely going to get enough players that just see what you're playing and scoop up their cards, which is funny in its own way. I do wish we had a way to kind of just pop, like, a little bit more damage one turn if we had to. But it feels like, honestly, I think it feels pretty solid. I'm not too worried about the list. The list seems to be working itself out. We're drawing cards enough, so that's good. We've got double supporter start. That's great. We've got Life Forest. We've got Lillie. So we've got some really cool stuff here starting off. Let's see what my opponent is playing. Again, Executor, so that's just going to be another auto win, which is absolutely fantastic. That's amazing. It feels good to get auto wins, not going to lie. I think Buzzwole just was going to be a tight matchup for us either way, like, no matter what. It was going to be tough, and I think that there was, like, a couple of situations there where, like, my opponent hit the switch maybe, on that one turn. Like, that was a big rip for them. There were some things that could have planned out in our favor. Andrew could have read Wrap GX and known that it did 40 damage and not, like, actually knocked out his opponent with it. That would have been optimal as well. I mean, I guess I could have gotten punished for not Wrap GXing. I could have, that just, like, got us a big handful of nothing. So that's fine. That's okay. We'll probably just end up using Cynthia here on turn 1 to try and draw some more cards. My opponent starts Lone Marshadow, though, and they got, I guess they do have an Ultra Ball. And they have, apparently, supporters in hand because they Ultra Ball Cynthia away. That makes me think that they, are going to go in with a turn 1 Let Loose. They think that they can kind of catch me sleeping here. No, we're going to draw into like a Lillie, and it's going to be way better than this hand. Guarantee it. Oh no, Tate Liza, that's fine though. I've also got a Mysterious Treasure. I can go get another Seviper, and then we can start things off with a pretty solid triple poison there. I'm liking this deck, guys. I'm definitely, I'm digging it. I think I'm a Shuckle believer. Now, I have seen some lists starting to play Muck. That's a little bit troublesome for our Shuckle guy. We don't necessarily like to see a Alolan Muck. No, not at all, because that shuts down our protective shell. But I think that, you know, we could be all right. We can get around a Muck, and we just have to knock the Muck out. We just have to bring it up and paralyze it. That's just what we have to do, and hope that my opponent can't get the Muck out of the active position. My opponent promotes the execute. Apparently, they do not fear me at all. I actually just scoop it right up. I think they realized that they were probably going to get knocked out like right away. All right, so Shuckle is 2-1. All right, is it a real 2-1? I'm not exactly sure, but it's 2-1 and we'll take it. So we're going to rock another game. We're going to keep playing until we get some real games with Shuckle where my opponent's actually kind of just, you know, strap in and go for the ride with me. So let's see here. We're playing against Skylar 168, and apparently we are going second. That's fine, because we get to attack on our first turn with Shuckle or Spinarak. It's fine. Totally down with the turn 1 Spinarak here. Spinarak does pitch our energies to the Lost Zone, so that's a little sketchy. I mean, we only play in 6 energy, but honestly, like, if you lose 6 energy in this deck, that's just going to be all bad for you. So we're playing against Lost March. Let's see if my opponent is actually playing the Muck. That is going to be that's going to be interesting. I need to know if they're playing Muck. They did not get a Ditto Prism Star, so I'm thinking they're probably not playing Muck, in which case this is going to be a fantastic matchup for us. Now, I felt like I played against I played against Shuckle once with a Lost March deck. I felt like I had a chance, but I think against a dedicated Shuckle deck, it's just like probably not happening. So we want a Shuckle for sure. So we're gonna go get one of those, and then let's cross our fingers and hope my opponent doesn't just scoop up their cards. All right, stay on the board, opponent. Stay. Play the game with us. We want to play with you. All right, and then we're gonna get ourselves another Seviper. So let's see, this Spider Scram here. We could just go straight in with the Shuckle if we hit our Super Scoop Up here. That's probably fine. Yeah, and then we just save the Spinarak for later, potentially, because this will knock out. Yeah. So let's see if we can get that Spinarak out of there. Nope, that's fine. Let's just attach this then, and we're just going to Lillie for 7. And then because we're going to have so many, let's see, so many Sevipers in play, poison, and then 10 more, we'll be just fine. So let's get this guy. We can get rid of a Cynthia. That's okay. We want to save our Enhanced Hammers because we know my opponent plays Special Energy. And then, yep, we got that. Got another Shuckle. And let's just Spider Scram here. Sweet stuff. Honestly, does my opponent play a Stadium? Probably not, but yep, that's fine. Spider Scram. And we should, let's see, that should be 4, right? Yep. Awesome. Excellent. There goes Shuckle. And now Shuckle is ready to party. All right, let's get in there, Shuck Daddy. We've got plenty of supporters in our hand. We're ready to draw some cards. Doesn't matter how many Lost Marchers my opponents get in the Lost Zone. Doesn't matter how many Pokemon they got. We are protected by our shell. And also by this Aether Paradise. Having effective 200 hit points is really good. For sure. My opponent is off to the races, though. They are getting tons of Pokemon in that Lost Zone. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Their attack does not count number of your Pokemon in the Lost Zone. I was going to say, it doesn't count my Pokemon, does it? I would hate to be contributing to their damage output with my Spinarak, but alas, it does not. So we should be good to go. Be interesting to see what my opponent does here. You know, if they attach an energy at all, or if they're just going to try and knock out my benched Pokemon. I'm not exactly sure how they plan on going about this, but we will see. We've got another Spinarak. That's great. We've got a Tate Liza and a Netball, so I am going to be able to go fetch my Grass Energy. Netball definitely is just amazing for this deck. It really smooths out your draws, allows you to get those grass energy out of your deck, even though we only play 6. So really, really helps with that as well. My opponent's list is popping off. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. They're doing 100 damage right now. But with Aether Paradise Conservation Area, they're only doing 70. So they're just kind of running into a brick wall here. They know if they attach an energy, yep, they're just going to scoop it right up. They're like, no, they can't. They just can't win. I'm telling you, the metagame is shaping up to be very, very good for Shuckle, I think. I mean, honestly, if the decks we're the most worried about are like Ultra Beast decks, like Blacephalon, here's Blacephalon. So let's see how we do against Blacephalon. We've got auto wins against most of the non-GX decks. We're going to have like auto wins against non-Muck Lost March variants. We're going to have auto wins against Grand Bull. We're going to have auto wins against Executor. Those are 3 huge decks in the format right now, like huge. And we just like auto win against them. That's incredible. I actually like going in with the turn 1 Spinarak. I'm going first though, so that's interesting. I don't think that my opponent's going to be able to knock out the Spinarak, so I think I like the early Spinarak pressure. That actually seems great. And we're going to try and just soften up these Blacephalons with that. And then we'll see where we go from there. We can get a grass energy onto it. I don't think that there's any way that they can Mind Blown turn 1. They can Bursting Burn. They can confuse my dude. I don't like that, but I suspect that they'll probably opt for a Burst GX. So let's just go in here, start getting Sevipers. We also are going to want a grass energy onto our active. We prized a grass energy. That's fine. And then we'll put a Shuckle down. Probably 1 Shuckle is fine. And then let's just Cynthia here and draw some cards. So hopefully we can get our hands on a couple more Sevipers. We've got Crushing Hammer. That's good. We've got another Spinarak. That's cool too. I don't think that we necessarily use the Spinarak, though. I think we're just going to use this one. Enhanced Hammer is going to be totally useless, so we can go get ourselves another... not totally useless. They do play the one Beast Energy. But I think that we probably are just going to get ourselves another Seviper. So that's cool. Feeling pretty confident about this start. I don't think that we necessarily need to get the Seviper yet, though. So let's just wait and see what my opponent does on their first turn. Are they going to try to confuse me? I would hate that. Because then that would just be annoying. I hate getting put in situations where you're wondering, like, do I confuse? Do I not? Gonna be interesting for sure. They can't actually attack my Shuckles with just a 2 energy Mind Blown. And then I actually don't know how Mind Blown works. I think like so long as they start out with 3 energy attached to Blacephalon, then they can attack my Shuckle. And then if they discard, I think if they Lost Zone, like the 3 that are attached to the... I think that that's the way that it works. Like, they can start the attack because they have 3 energy, and then even though by the end of the attack they've removed their 3 energy attached to the Blacephalon, the attack should still go through. That's how, that's how my mind is wrapping around it right now. We'll see how it actually works, though, because I'm not going to lie, I haven't actually ever run into this situation. Oh, see? I spoke too soon. I said Enhanced Hammer would be totally useless. I considered using Mysterious Treasure to get rid of my Enhanced Hammer to go in and get another Seviper, but that would have been jumping the gun. We didn't need to do that yet. We could just sit here on the Enhanced Hammer. We're going to be glad we did because my opponent has that Beast energy on their active there. They also don't have any fire energies. Oh, they did accelerate. Okay, so they ripped a fire energy off of the Burst GX there. They're going to accelerate it to the active. So what I'd love to do is I'd love to just clean that clear of energy. So we're going to start off with Enhanced Hammer for sure, and then see if this Crushing Hammer hits. It doesn't, so that stings, but that's fine. Then we can, let's see, they're not going to be able to double attach to that Blacephalon, so that's fine. I can also Mysterious Treasure away my Spinarak, and we could get ourselves another Seviper. And then we're just going to play the Cynthia, draw more cards. That's good. And hopefully get like a Stadium or something like that. We don't really want them having that. Feeling pretty confident about using that Crushing Hammer. That seems fine. If we hit it, that's really good. So we didn't. Again, okay, that's fine. So we are going to go in and Spider Scram here. That feels good. And then we can promote our Shuckle-GX. So they're going to be paralyzed. That's good. Cool. Let's just do that. Spider Scram. Good stuff. Good stuff. So they're taking, what, 40? Yeah, 40 damage a turn because of that paralysis. That's good. So they'll have 80 on their way back to me. Then I can triple poison, so then they'll take 60 going into their turn, or I can wrap GX. If I wrap GX, it does 40 damage as well. So kind of a tough call here. How do we end up establishing this board so that we don't just get blown up? Right, it's going to be tough. I mean, this is definitely one of our hardest matchups, so I think, you know, maybe the 1-1-1 Sceptile line ends up making its way into this deck. I mean, I could see it. That would be pretty cool, but we don't play any Ultra Ball on this list, and you guys will see that's because we just play Mysterious Treasure, we play Netball, and we play Nest Ball. I don't think there's any other reason to play any other Pokemon Search in this deck, but if we did play like a Sceptile line, then we might need to play a couple copies of Ultra Ball just to go get our Grovyle out into play, and then Grovyle obviously can help us by going to search other Shuckles and things like that. Oh, my opponent plays a skateboard. What? Oh my gosh. Are you serious? What are the odds? A skateboard. Oh, I didn't see that coming at all. And they can retreat even if they're asleep or paralyzed. Oh, the agony. Oh, no. Why did they play a skateboard? Oh, that's fine. We've got a Naganadel here in the active position. That's okay. We're just going to be patient. I'm okay benching the Spinarak. I'm probably going to end up using that again. Let's Crushing Hammer. Nope. All right. So we're pretty low on Crushing Hammer success this game, but that's okay. We can Mysterious Treasure, get myself another copy. Yeah, I'm not going to actually need any more Enhanced Hammers. So we can get ourselves another copy of Seviper. So we just have like those kind of loaded up. That's really good. Then I think that we just triple poison. So we're doing like 70 a turn. Like I guess they're probably going to retreat next turn. I don't think that they'll be able to, you know, blow me up though. So that's okay. I think we're still safe. I'm going to save my netball just in case that ends up being useful to us. But 70 is like a really good number to be at. It's definitely better than 60. We're just, you know, we're going to be hitting good numbers there because 140 plus 40 is 180 as well. So that's like really good numbers for us on that. Blacephalon on the bench. But gosh, what a grindy, thinking-intensive deck to play. This is just like, oh my gosh, you feel like you're constantly on the edge of your seat. Like, does my opponent have what they need in order to knock out my Shuckle? That is just, that is the question, and it is kind of an agonizing question. I hate just like sitting here, does my opponent play a skateboard? I did not think that they would be playing a skateboard. I've never actually seen a skateboard get my opponent out of, get my opponent out of paralysis. But lo and behold, here they go. So here's the interesting thing that's going to happen here. I'm pretty sure my opponent is going to bursting burn me, which is bad because they burn and confuse me, right? Because prevent all damage, right? So like the effects of the attack still happen, which is like not great, but we can go in and poison my opponent with the Spinarak. We can Tate Liza into the Spinarak and poison them, but that is not super optimal either because they have the skateboard. But honestly, if they continue just retreating that Blacephalon, I'm okay with that. That is that's fine, honestly. If they just want to keep, retreating the energy off of that thing in order to save themselves, that's okay. They are kind of like biding their time for that first B-string turn. They're just kind of waiting. They know that that's going to be their ticket to success. So We take our burn. We remain burned. Not optimal, but that's all right. Let's see. They get their Prism Star Stadium. Get that out of there. Then we can netball. We can get ourselves another grass energy, but we have to be careful because we're kind of running low on those. Okay. We've only got one Crushing Hammer left in the deck. I could just go for it. That seems irresponsible. Yeah, so let's just... we could go for a Super Scoop Up off of a Tate and Liza, but I think that seems not great. I think we just... we just Spinarak here. It's Tate and Liza. Switch into Spinarak. That's fine. The escape board is messing with me, man. That is just, that's insane. I was not expecting a skateboard. And then how many escape boards do they play? Totally ruining my strategy here of them not being able to get out of paralysis. I want them to have to like at least Guzma out or something, but that's all good. Definitely a surprise and cool to see that. They had the Guzma anyway, so they're going to bring up my Shuckle, and then if they remove this energy from my Shuckle, that's just like devastating because I only have 2 energy left in deck, so that is going to be bad. We may end up needing to actually play that Sceptile in this deck in order to have a chance against these Ultra Beast decks, but I feel like if we do play Sceptile, like we probably have like a pretty decent shot against these things. But getting the Sceptile into play will be kind of difficult. Like I said, the list as it is doesn't play Ultra Ball. So how do we get, how do we jam Ultra Balls into this list without being too destructive to the kind of concept of the list as a whole? This might just be a deck that's just hot and cold. It has its matchups that are really hot, has its matchups that are really cold, and that's just that. But... maybe we end up playing like, I guess we could play like Hoopas in here, but like then my opponent could just turning point the Hoopas a bunch, and we would never end up attacking with Hoopa either. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. All right, so guys, we got to see it happen there. I thought that my opponent was going to be able to remove the energy and still have the damage go through, but it didn't go through at all because they removed an energy from their active, so that's completely crazy. I did not know that was a thing. So they thought that they were going to get there. They actually had to remove from both bench, and it just didn't work out for them. So that is hilarious. We'll take that every time. So cool stuff, cool stuff. Let's see what we got here. I think we go in with the Aether Paradise Conservation Area. That seems fine. And then we've got a Mysterious Treasure. I think we need to... Let's put that down. The Mysterious Treasure. That's nuts. Oh my gosh. So they need to have 3 energy on their plus 7. I wonder if that's like the actual ruling or if that is just if that's something wrong with the game. I'm not exactly sure, but I thought for sure so long as they started with 3 energy that they would be fine. So I think we just triple poison here for 70, and then they get knocked out going into my turn. That'll be Wrap GX. Let's just Wrap GX. Let's do that. Actually, I just want to, I know they have the escape board on them, but I don't want them to just easily have the attack next turn. That would be really bad. So I kind of want to disrupt them a little bit, and that way we'll poison them next time, and then they can kind of get knocked out coming into my turn. I also need another turn to get like another Shuckle down for sure, or else it's not, it's all not going to work out. This matchup doesn't seem doable. I'm just going to say we got away. We were lucky that turn, but my opponent's going to, wisen up. They're going to get a hang of, what they need to do here, and they know that it's only a matter of time before they end up being able to just finesse me out of what I need to do. Oh, I have Acerola. That's not going to do it. This is rough. Okay. Let's see here. I have Acerola. I've got Super Scoop Ups in my deck, so I could do that to get out of Burning Confusion. This first attack is proving to be really troublesome for my Shuckles. They don't like this at all. They do not like being confused or burned. This is bad news. Okay. Well, let's see what we got here. Oh, we can Life Forest. That removes, heal 60 damage and remove all special conditions. Busted, honestly. Okay, here we go. So let's do that. Yep, let's back in action, Shuckle. All right, so that's good. And then we can, let's Tate Liza. Let's shuffle draw. Shuffle draw 5, and that's fine, you know, if we're slowly whittling away at my opponent's energies, that's just really good. I'll take that. I need another Pokemon, though, and we need to finally hit a Crushing Hammer. Can we? Nope. Okay, just bad news for Crushing Hammers this game. We're just going to triple poison for 70 damage and hope that they can't do anything about it. This is horrible. We need somebody in here who, like, snipes or something. This is just a mess. I don't think that I'm going to be able to chalk this all up in the way that we need to. At all. I'm not a believer of this game. It's just a long, drawn out, just agonizing, painful death. I don't know. What if we played Shuckle with like Decidueye? That could be cool. But honestly, probably the Seviper ends up doing more than Decidueye would do, and Seviper is like way easier to set up as well. So that's good, you know, because the Life Forest is coming in real clutch here. That's great. So my opponent's going to take 7 coming back in. So what do we want to do? I think we actually want to Tate and Liza and switch into a Seviper so that my opponent doesn't just have knockout next turn. Yeah, that seems fine. So let's just do that. Let's Tate and Liza. Let's switch into a Seviper. Cool. We're going to go Duck and Hideaway, sir. That's fine. And then they take 70 damage, so that's great. Yep, goodbye. And that thing gets knocked out. My opponent's on their B-string turn. We got to hope that they don't just, have Guzma to knock out my benched Shuckle. That would be really bad because I don't actually have they promote the Naganadel. So maybe they'll just knock out my Seviper with Naganadel. I'm fine with that as well. I've used my Wrap GX. That's not good. But we do have some options here. I can Guzma and just knock out this Blacephalon. I just need to do 50 damage. So I can do that. But they're about to Beast Ring to this guy, which is suboptimal. I could Guzma up the fresh one. I could Guzma up that one and hit into it. That seems bad. I need to draw into another basic. That's just what we need. They only have 1 energy to put on that thing. Oh, that's fantastic. That could actually win me the game for sure. We're going to see how this buffs out. The fact that this doesn't have 2 energy on it is absolutely blowing my mind. So let's just Guzma up that other Cake Pop there and definitely take that knockout. And we've got a Nest Ball, so that's really good because we needed another Shuckle for sure. We needed backup Shuckle. Definitely needed that. So let's go in here. Let's attach another energy here. Let's Guzma up this thing. So we're going to knock that out. Then, do we Marshadow? Like, that seems fine, honestly. Like, it probably is okay. Because this takes my opponent off Beast Ring. So we know that they can't get 3 energy onto that. Okay. That seems fine. Let's just triple poison. Yeah, we'll see where we go from here. That seems acceptable. Great. So that's going down. Then what do we do? How do we win? We need another Guzma in this deck or something. This is 2 Guzma's not going to cut it. We need more Guzma. Oh, we only have 1 in the discard pile. Thank goodness. So we could actually go get another Guzma. That's great because we might need another Guzma in order to... We might need another Guzma in order to actually close this game out here. This is insane. Oh my gosh, we are so close. I can't believe my Shuckle just hung on there. That 1 turn, that was so crazy. Oh no, not my Life Force. That thing was great. That saved me so many times with that bursting burn. All right, my opponent's got another Lele down. What are they going to go for? They're not on their turning point turn, so they can do 80 damage, but they're not doing their 160, so that's not happening. Are they going to Guzma up a Seviper, force themselves to be on that 80 point, on that 3 prize turn? That's what it looks like they're going to do. They know their Naganadels are going to get to continuously recharge energy, so they're probably looking to do that. That's fine. Yep. And that's a good thought on my opponent's part. Definitely see what they're going for there. And then the manual attachment to this Blacephalon so that then they can just also attack for game with that. Not a bad idea. So let's see what we can do here. We could see if my opponent just doesn't have a... If we have a Spinarak in our deck, which I'm not sure if we do. We got 2 in the lost zone, and oh no, we're out of Spinarak. This is the time. We need a Spinarak right now. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we could let's try to figure this out. Opponent's got 4 cards. I kind of want a Guzma. Let's see who's in this deck with netball. Nobody terribly exciting. We need a Rescue Stretcher. Bad. Yep, we need a Rescue Stretcher. Oh, I have 3 Guzmas in the deck. That's great. I didn't know that. All right, so that's fine. We don't actually want any of those guys. We could poison this thing, and poison's only going to do 50 damage, so that's not great. I think we need to just... Yeah, I think we need to do this first and see if we have any other options after our next 4 cards. Maybe we hit Guzma, maybe we hit some other things. We've got Lele, so we can go get Guzma. I can't actually knock anything of importance out, and I can't GX, but I can Guzma. So let's see what we can do here. Yeah. So let's go in with our Lele, and I think I just want a Guzma. And I feel like our best bet could be to, I don't know, like how many energies my opponent got, like accounted for. There's 4 there, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 12 energy. Okay, so they probably got like 5 left in deck. They probably have plenty of energy. Yeah, we're just going to Guzma up this thing. I don't know. That's kind of like, seems rough. I think we just need to bring up this guy. And then let's just triple poison it. That's all I got. I don't really know if there's anything else I can do here. It's just tough. We really needed another Spinarak there to be able to poison. I think our deck is just running out of juice, just barely. But it's definitely been close. I just need something else to get me through the final stretch of this game. My opponent just has way too many energy on board. I've missed all of my crushing hammers. I think I did miss like all 4. That or I might have only hit 1. I'm pretty sure I missed all 4 though. That was just devastating this game. If I hit even half of those crushing hammers, and then my opponent's just going to knock out this Shuckle, and then they're going to only have 2 prizes remaining. I think that there's just nothing I can do at this point. Yeah, they're just going to mind blown. They're going to intelligently discard off of their bench there, so I don't think that there's anything I can do to make this happen unless I get my Spinarak this turn, but I can't even get... Oh, if I do top deck Rescue Stretcher, I can get Spinarak into the active position. That would be really good. That would be our only hope. But, yeah, we don't have it. So we're really close. I just don't have Rescue Stretcher to do more damage with triple poison either. So I think we're just stuck, stuck. That is unfortunate. Yeah, we're just super close. Let's see. We could look at our deck, and we don't have it. Oof. Aether Paradise, nothing. Oh, my gosh. We're so close, honestly. I think that... I'm learning as well. We're 30 damage away from winning this game. How is that the case? That's just completely nuts. I think this deck has potential. All right, you saw us almost beat 2 Ultra Beast decks that both have Beast Ring and just energy acceleration. So there's something to say for this deck for sure. Oh, they're gonna send all the 700 damage. There's something to be said for this deck for sure. I think it's a lot of fun. Let's just rock one more. I want one more game. All right, guys, I want one more game. I'm thinking that we can, even if my opponent just scoops it up right away, I want to see how we end up doing here. This looks like I don't know what kind of deck my opponent is playing. I saw all sorts of different types in that deck. So, we beat Lost March and 2 egg decks scooped against us. We lost to both the Ultra Beast decks that we played. That's fine. That's to be expected. The deck is fun. it's fun. This is probably like one of my new favorite pet decks for sure. We just got to figure out how to overcome that kind of those pesky Ultra Beast Pokemon. Oh, a Naganadel, or not a Naganadel. Well, I guess it is a Naganadel deck. Cake Pop deck. Let's get in there. I believe this time. We're gonna get there this time. All right, we're getting there for sure. No buts about it. My opponent's deck, as long as they're not playing a skateboard. What in the world is that? Okay. So let's start off with a net ball here, a nest ball. We're gonna get us a Viper. We definitely want that. That's good. Then we also want a Mysterious Treasure, and we probably don't need all these Enhanced Hammers, so that's fine. We're gonna get another Seviper. Attach our energy to the active. I'm actually fine kind of like doing that just to Lillie for more cards here so we can have a more explosive start. So we're gonna get 7. That's cool. We've got more, Mysterious Treasure, that's cool. Let's get another Seviper out, and then I'm out of Sevipers. So good to know. I have Marshadow. I could let loose as well, but I've already got supporters for next turn, so I don't think it's necessary to be greedy like that. Though it could be cool. I think these decks, the Blacephalon deck plays like tons of consistency cards, so I'm fine on that. Let's just pass to my opponent, see what they got going on. And then we're going to start off with a very strong triple poison. I know that they aren't going to be able to build up an early knockout. They need 3 energy on Blacephalon, and they need it to stay on Blacephalon. So I think our way to win this matchup is to just be aggressive and to just pile on that damage early. And then later in the game, I think we are going to lean on our Spinarak and try to kind of poke away at the Blacephalon later in the game with those. I think the Spinarak is like a must-have in this deck. It just seems way too good. I wish that there was something to promote after Spinarak that felt better. Seviper's like fine, 100 hit points, make your opponent like hit into it. Does have that nasty 2 retreat cost, but we do play plenty of Tate Liza, which you've seen me use as switch options, and I'm gonna do it as a switch option here as well. And they're gonna go in with Bursting Burn. They didn't want to even take a prize, so that's interesting. And I do actually heal from that burn, so that's good. We've got Crushing Hammer. Let's see if we can actually get that to hit. Nope, never lucky. That's fine. All right, we're gonna Tate Liza, switch, and just do a ton of damage here. I don't actually want to get my opponent out of that hand that they're in. So yeah, we're just going to triple poison here. Let's just do our thing. There you go. You poison, sir. 60 damage, so that's good because it takes 60, and then back into my turn, 60 more, 120, and then back into their turn will be a knockout. So I can more or less do whatever I want so long as that Blacephalon stays in the active position. We should be good so long as my opponent doesn't play a skateboard. Gosh, what are the odds? A skateboard. You never know what to expect on PTCGO, honestly. Anything can happen. It's just the Wild West out here. I never... See, I told you there's Marshadows in this Blacephalon deck. I'm telling you, it is the Wild West out here. You never know what you're going to see. Totally crazy stuff. Was not expecting to see Marshadow GX. I'm fine with that. I think we have an easier time knocking out Marshadows than we do anything else. So that's going to be okay. We also got Ditto Prism Star. We'll see where my opponent goes with that. And, dude, I think I'm believing in Shuck Daddy this game. I think Shuck Daddy's going to get us there. We're going to get 3 real games in here, all against Ultra Beast decks. So that's cool. that's fine. Woo, boy. All right. So my opponent... probably going to either they should burst GX. They should just take that prize while they can. I don't see any reason for them not to burst GX here. That just seems like what you want, but you never know. Yep, mind blown. They're gonna mind blown. Did they not? It's fine. They're gonna be sorely disappointed when they figure out that they're gonna mind blown for 0 damage. Woo! All right, rocking and rolling. Okay, yeah, I know. My opponent is gonna go in and just and I'm gonna give him the, whoo! That was close. Oh my, that was crazy. All right, let's just go ahead and Cynthia. Sure. And I hate to be like that, but it's funny. All right, they're going to triple poison again. There's no point. They're just going to get knocked out anyway. And that's pretty good. Feeling like, yeah, we got there this one. My opponent probably just wasn't super aware of what Protective Shell did. That's fine. I catch myself. I don't read cards all the time, and I get punished for it on PTCGO all the time. So I'm with you there, Pokemon 79. I feel you on that one. I feel the pain. Let's see, what is this Marshadow supposed to be doing? I think that it might be here for Executor decks, I guess. For Sceptile, it is not an Ultra Beast Pokemon. That being said, I think that 150 hit points is just too much of a liability. I would be really concerned about that. Let's see, now are they going to burst GX? Is that what we're going to see happen now? Is that what we got going on? I think could be a burst. That, or they're going to use the other first attack there, the Bursting Burn, and affect me with a special condition, in which case I do not mind. I've got Tate and Liza's on deck, ready for just this situation, ready to roll. Also got Crushing Hammers, so we can, remove the energy from that Marshadow, make sure they ain't going nowhere this next turn. Could also use this turn to GX my opponent, though I think I can be patient. I'm not actually worried about what this Marshadow is going to do to me. I think I can wait until there's like a big scary Blacephalon with like 3 energy on it, and we just wait until that happens, and then we go in with the burst, not the burst GX, the wrap GX. Sweet. All right, Bursting Burn. Yep. Nope. Opponent's still holding off on that GX attack. Maybe they got something secret planned that I don't know about. So let's see here. We've got Crushing Hammers. Let's hit one. Come on. Okay, we're like 0 for 6, 0 for 7, 0 for... Oh my God. Why do I even play that card? Honestly, I don't know. Let's just Tate and Liza. Let's just switch. That's fine. I don't need to remove my opponent's energy. That doesn't help with my, entire deck strategy at all. It's not what I need there. So at this point, if they don't remove this Marshadow from play, they'll have 120, and then they'll get knocked out going into their next turn, so that's good. But they should probably retreat into something else just to have something else in the active position. They'll probably bring up this Blacephalon, in which case maybe they'll use their GX attack, that, or they'll just go for the Bursting Burn again, in which case I've got another Tate and Liza ready to roll. And we're just going to keep that train going back and forth with these Shuckles. Look at Shuckle. He's such a goofy dude. I can't believe this is a card. I can't believe this thing exists. What is it? Why do his arms look the same as his head? Can someone answer me that? I don't really know what Shuckle's deal is, but he's a big, beautiful Pokemon. What a fantastic addition to the Pokemon trading card game. Oh, amazing card. Fun to play. This is probably my favorite gameplay that I've done in like weeks here. This just been a blast. I mean, what's not to love? Let's see, there's action happening on my opponent's side of the board. Are they going to burst GX, or are they going to Bursting Burn? What do they got going on over here with this Cake Pop, beautiful Cake Pop looking Ultra Beast Blacephalon guy, McGuyerson? I don't know. That's fine. They can choose to do whatever they like. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to stop them. They could Bursting Burn, or they could burst GX. I think I would personally burst GX. I think that just seems like the thing to do. There we go. All right, they're on the board. I'm going to take a prize. Great. So I've got that Marshadow over there, which I can just bring up, and we could poison that again. Or we just triple poison. I think we just stay the course. Let's just triple poison the active. No reason to do anything else crazy. So let's just do that. Let's just Cynthia into a new hand. I'm cool with that. Sure. Get a brand new hand here while my opponent sits at 1 card. Oh, yeah. We got that Enhanced Hammer. Great. I've also got Super Scoop Up in case I wanted to go and paralyze them. So I think I'm going to triple poison here, and then we're going to save that, potential paralysis there. And maybe wanted to just probably should have just put a Spinarak on my bench just to have it there. But honestly, I don't want my opponent to know about that Spinarak sauce unless they have to. So we're gonna kind of just keep things low key here. They don't have to know about my special sauce, that Spinarak busted spin. Honestly, busted Spinarak. Auto paralysis is incredible unless your opponent plays a skateboard, in which case it's completely irrelevant. But for the most part, auto paralysis is pretty dope. Pretty good there. My opponent's just going to take it. Yeah, they ain't got nothing else going on, so that's fine. We could do whatever we please this turn. We could, promote a Spinarak. We could promote anything. Oh, thank you. I'm going to give him a smiley face. Thanks. All right, we're going to go get ourselves, with the net ball here. We're going to get ourselves a Spinarak, and we're going to put that on the bench. We're going to let them know about the sauce. All right. We're going to put the sauce here just in case something bad happens next turn, but honestly, we could just, we could just triple poison here. That's okay. And then next turn, we want to bring out the Spinarak, and we're going to paralyze them. We're going to do that. Ooh, we can Guzma as well. We're going to Spidey Scram, and we're going to paralyze something. Probably that Marshadow. We're just going to go Spidey Scram the Marshadow and just be like, booyah, game, Guzma, Spidey Scram. That's just going to be that. It's going to be crazy. What a fun deck. That is super cool. Maybe we should be playing I don't know, maybe we should be playing a copy of Hoopa in here or something like that. That could help us. Even with just some stall tactics, right? Because we play a ton of Tate Lizas. You could Spider Scram into a Hoopa. That could be pretty cool. I think for the most part, use Spider Scram into Shuckle-GX, and you kind of just treat it as an extra wrap GX, just an extra turn where, your opponent just is immobilized. That's really good. But for the most part, yeah, I feel like the deck is just short of greatness. It's just shy of being really, really good. There's just something else we need here to kind of set it over the top. Just some other way to deal with these Ultra Beast decks a little bit easier, though. I think I could have won that Buzzwole matchup. Like I said, if I just had not wrap GX'd that early, we could have been totally fine on that. But otherwise, I think the deck's looking pretty solid. And you guys have kind of seen me play against what are the worst matchups are very close. And then my best matchups, my opponent just scoops because they know that they have no chance. So that's awesome, honestly. And it's pretty powerful to play a deck like that. And I wouldn't be surprised at all to see some special, Shuckle sauce kind of show up at Brazil this weekend. The deck just seems, pretty busted and definitely a control archetype for sure. And we saw how popular, that Poison Barb spread deck was. So, it's there's a lot of these non-GX decks playing very few energy, and I think Shuckle is in a unique place where it could definitely capitalize on that. So let's go. We're gonna bring up that guy. We're going to Spidey Scram. All right, let's go. And then we are pretty much all set. Yeah, we're all set. Spidey Scram. Let's get that Marshadow stuck, and then hopefully my opponent does not have any way to disrupt that. That would just be ideal. Yeah, so they're taking 40 damage. They're at 100, and then I will just triple poison for game there, or just bench my Seviper. I don't even need to do anything. I could just bench the Seviper. They'll take 50, and that'd be it. They got Lillie. Are they going to be able to draw a switch or a skateboard? Oh my gosh, if they have a skateboard, I would just be, I'd be tilted. I'd be like, no way do you have the skateboard. No way. No way. You ain't got it like that. Nope. They're going down. That Marshadow's going down. You're going down, sir. You ain't got it. Nothing. So that was fun. Thank you guys for watching the Shuckle video. Honestly, it's been a blast. I've had a lot of fun. I appreciate it. It's definitely a good deck. That's it. Game. Sweet. All right. I actually don't need to do anything. I could just pass. So triple poison. Oh, yeah. Thank you guys for watching the video. This was a lot of fun to play. I think this deck is definitely got potential. I'll show you guys the list that I'm rocking here. This is my own list. I mean, really, I didn't look at any other lists. I kind of I saw one online, but, I ended up changing so many things that really the lists aren't too similar other than the fact that we played a similar sport account. But other than that, you know, this is like a very straightforward list. We've got the 4 Shuckles, the 3 Spinaraks, you know, the one, I really like the 1 Let Loose Marshadow. Why not play it? You're playing Mysterious Treasure. That's really good. And then 1 Lele, just in case you need to bail yourself out of a situation. Let's take a look at the list as a whole. We've got 4 Crushing Hammer, 3 Enhanced Hammer. We've got the 4 Net Ball, 3 Nest Ball. Tons of options to get our Pokemon out into play. 3 Aether Paradise Conservation Areas and the 1 Life Forest, which was really sweet. We definitely saw that come in clutch as well. You saw we only play 1 Acerola. We don't actually need to heal all that much. It's fine. The Super Scoop Ups, you know, they could be switches. They could be anything, really. I just like the idea of, I don't know, scooping. We probably don't need to play Super Scoop Up, but my thought was that if I ever played Lele or maybe Marshadow, that I'd probably want to get them off my bench so that I can have more bench spots open for things like Seviper. But anyways, I think this deck's a lot of fun. I think it definitely has potential. What do you guys think of Shuckle? In the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell. Check out fullgripgames.com if you're in the market for any Pokemon cards, singles, things like that. Thank you all for watching. Peace.